Hello and good evening. I'm Josh.
And I'm Matt. Welcome to the Nightly from Hatch, a slumber party for pop culture lovers. And tonight you are listening to the Sunday Pub Chat. How's it going, Josh?
I'm doing well, thank you. Having a beautiful Sunday night.
Good to be back in the Hatch pub. It's the best place to be on a Sunday.
It is.
Glad for it.
Really warding off those Sunday scaries at the pub.
Really does, doesn't it? It's been a long week. Glad to get to the end of it. It's been very, very busy. I tell you what I've started doing, and I'm not really one to fall for sort of trends that come round. I'm normally the first to kind of look at it skeptically and laugh. However, can I just say Padel is the greatest sport I've ever played in my life. Are you aware of Padel?
Is it in the neighborhood of like a pickleball?
I believe so. I wasn't aware of pickleball.
Okay.
And then somebody who, while I was playing Padel, said, "Is that like pickleball?" And I said, "I don't know."
In your defense, they don't sound the same.
They don't. No, they do. They do sound different. I would say it's kind of like an amalgamation of tennis and squash.
Okay.
It's a racket sport, but basically you've got the net across the middle, a la tennis, and a tennis ball, but there's glass around the edge, and you can kind of hit off the glass.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so it's like squash, but less dangerous. Squash has terrified me because it's only a little rubber ball, and I feel like that would really hurt if it hit you.
And you're just wailing on it in that little room.
Yeah, exactly. That's ricocheting everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary thought. But Padel, it's less intense than squash. Maybe slightly more intense, but more enjoyable than tennis, in my opinion.
Okay. Is it outdoors or indoors?
It's outdoors generally, but it's got sides to it. And I mean, where I play, they've got like a kind of canopy thing that covers it.
Cool.
But it's, I played it for the first time, would have been last Sunday, pre-pub. And honestly, I played once in the morning and it was that fun, like it was that much fun. I went back home and I texted my mate and I said, "There's a court available at 8 o'clock. Should we go back?"
Wow.
And we were straight back there at another hour. It's so much fun.
That sounds great.
Yeah, so that was good. That's a first. Another trend, actually,
Please.
that I got on this week.
Yep.
Less favourable, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
My sister ordered, met her for a coffee and just sort of a catch up, and she ordered a matcha latte or something. And I looked at it and I thought, God, I've seen matcha around you can't move for matcha at the minute. It's everywhere. I've never had it. So I said to her, "Oh, can I just have a sip?" And absolutely rancid. Tastes like dirt. So don't really know why that's so popular all of a sudden.
It is everywhere, right? Like it feels like every place is like, if we don't have it, we're going to get left in the dust by other coffee shops.
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? And it is, for all intents and purposes, just mud. It's mud water. In my opinion, anyway. I'm sure some people pretend to like it militantly, and more power to you. It's horrible.
You know what I do occasionally, not to get too into like treats, but matcha lemonade kind of cuts the sweetness of the lemonade and it's like a little earthier. So it feels less like you're drinking candy, but on its own, I do find it a little too agricultural. Yeah,
that seems to be the running theme. Like my sister claims to love it, but even she was like, "Oh, I'd love to try this with like a vanilla." So, and I was like, "Yeah, anything to make it not taste how it tastes."
Yeah,
is essentially what you're saying.
It is better with other flavors, in my opinion.
Which is a great trait that for like a product. You're saying,
yeah. Like it's when people go, "Oh, he's really good in groups to hang out with. You don't want to hang out with one." It's like, that just sounds like you need a bunch of other people around to dilute this guy's bad personality.
Yeah, he'd be really great if he was somebody else.
Yeah, no offense to Matcha, but I do know a bunch of guys this sounds like, and I don't like those guys.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. I'm glad you agree with me as well. I felt very out and alone on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, that's a perfect segue, Josh.
Please.
Speaking of out and alone, we received a voice memo from a listener that I think we should play now.
Hey, Nightly Crew. I would love for you guys to talk about Artemis II. It's the mission sending astronauts around the moon again. It's been all over my feed lately, and I keep seeing the funniest and most wholesome reactions to it. I actually interned with NASA last year, and part of my job was sharing what we're working on. So it's been really cool to see how many people are getting excited about space again. I can't wait to hear what you guys think.
That is incredible. Interning with NASA, and that was from Molly, by the way, and she can't wait to hear what we think. Can you believe that, Josh? What are your thoughts about this mission?
I'm with Molly. I think it's really exciting. I just like, it's nice to have something that humanity as a group can think is thrilling, and it's just neat. It's like the Olympics but in the sky.
The Artemis space shuttle. Is it a shuttle? Probe?
I don't know how you define it. I would have said shuttle until you brought up other words, and I was like, I guess it could be any of those. Space car could be a space car.
Space car. The space bus.
Yeah.
That's gone to the moon. Any thoughts or feelings about that particularly?
I thought the pictures looking back at Earth, I always think that's cool when they're like, well, we're way out here looking back at you. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, I never seen it that way before. What do you think?
I agree. I do love those pictures looking back at Earth. I think that is really cool. I like to know the exact time that those are taken so I can try and match it up and go, oh, when they were looking at me from there, I was, cleaning the car or whatever. It's just really cool to know what was happening at that time.
Yeah.
But just generally, I think it's great for humans to get back to the moon.
Yeah.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
We've really let the moon kind of do its own thing for like 6 decades.
Yeah, we really have. And we've been bagging on about it for such a long time. Mm-hmm. It's like when you meet that one friend who's went on holiday to Thailand like 10 years ago. They're like, oh, it's so great. It's so great. Well, go back there then if it's that good. And we finally have with the moon.
Yeah. I was talking with a friend about this the other night because they're going around the moon, right? They're not like hanging out on the surface this time.
I heard slingshot was the term that I heard. So you're kind of round.
That sounds exciting.
It does, yeah. It's very exciting, that.
If you were to be on the moon with kind of reduced moon gravity, what activity would you want to do with lower gravity?
That is a great question. I feel like any form of catch could be quite fun.
Yep.
I saw a video where it was just like a jar of Nutella just floating. And immediately that's so much more fun. It's like a jar of anything on its own down here. Rubbish, boring.
Yeah. Go
up there. If it's floating past your head, that's all of a sudden really exciting.
It does seem exciting. I just saw the Ryan Gosling movie Project Hail Mary. And so,
oh, yes.
Which a lot of fun. I liked all the things about it, but it was one where it took a while to, no pun intended, like land the plane at the end, where I was like,
nice.
I think we might be done. And they're like, nuh-uh, more movie.
Yeah. How long are we talking?
I think like a little, right around 2.5 hours, maybe a little more.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is not.
So it's not Lord of the Rings bad.
No.
But...
And I don't mind a long movie. Like, I think we've talked a lot on the show about last year, 2 of the big movies being One Battle After Another and Sinners, both of which were well over 2 hours, and both of which I thought sustained the whole time. And I went, well, I could watch another half hour of this. But this one, it's because of the kind of demands of the performance of one person out in space talking to a puppet. I was like, oh, I don't know if we need to stretch this one out quite so far.
Is that what it is? Because I've seen very little about it, actually. So is it sort of like a modern day spacey Castaway kind of thing?
Yeah, like Castaway, right? Where he's acting against a non-human cast member. Although the puppet does, that's a space character that talks back, unlike Wilson in Castaway, who rudely stayed quiet the whole time.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. So it's just Ryan Gosling.
It's a lot of just Ryan Gosling. There's scenes on Earth with people, but it's a lot of like him talking to this puppet, this space creature.
That's so impressive.
Yeah.
Is that? I assume that's gonna end in awards somewhere down the line, isn't it? Sounds like.
I think they'll get. I mean, if only for the effects, but also his performance is really good. The supporting performances are good. If they're impactful, if brief, and it's but I feel like space is in the air, or I guess past the air, but
yeah, there is air. Is there? Yeah, of course there's air. There's air in space.
No air. I guess
no air. No, famously no air in space.
Yeah, you need atmosphere,
but there's no gravity.
No gravity,
but they've got air in the
shuttle.
Space bus.
I guess so. Yeah. And they have I think they probably have the helmets and stuff. But I think, there must be some kind of air if they're going helmet free.
Yeah, because that's all I've seen the pictures. I've read a few articles about it because it is, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apparently they do 30 minutes daily exercise. It's equipped with a flywheel, which is a small device installed directly below the side hatch used to enter and exit Orion, and will conveniently be used as a step when the crew get inside Orion on launch day. It's a cable-based device for aerobic exercises like rowing and resistance workouts. That's actually one of the things that I would love to do in space, like zero gravity, just like the heaviest bench press.
Yeah.
You could think,
that would be awesome.
Even if it doesn't mean anything, it'd just be so satisfying to be able to do it.
Yeah, you would be setting all sorts of personal records. And you would just look so impressive. You get a little video of you lifting what on Earth would be like 600 pounds. Like, I don't know, 8 ounces up here.
I mean, I say that I would love to do that so much. Not to the point where I'd actually go to the gym and work on it.
Right.
But I would try and go on a space mission to do it.
Right. That's what it would take to get me to get on the bench press is zero gravity. I wonder what the difference in gravity, because it's not that there's no gravity on the moon.
The way they walk and stuff, it's more like spongy, isn't it? Like slower.
So it seems like the gravity on the moon is about 1/6 of the gravity on Earth. Okay, so I could lift 600 pounds on the moon. I can lift 100 pounds, I think.
What's that in kilos?
Oh, that's a good question. About like 48 kilos.
Oh, you've got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. So that's good.
Oh, we'll see if we can set that up.
I thought it was closer to like US dollar to Canadian dollar, but it's a way better rate than that. Moon pounds to Earth pounds.
Now, as it's the Sunday pub chat, Josh, we've got the pub quiz section. It felt right to do this space-themed. As we've already ascertained, we know so much about it.
Yeah, we know about space buses. We know about moon gravity.
Yeah, there's air, space air.
We're practically astronauts here on Earth.
Exactly, Josh. So we have got our producers put together some questions for us. Neither of us know the answer yet off the top of the head. So play along in bed with the Sunday pub chat pub quiz. Question 1, Josh.
Yeah.
Where did Artemis II splash down back on Earth?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we know it's a body of water. I'm assuming it's an ocean or sea, and they're not trying to get into someone's swimming pool or a lake or something.
Would be far more impressive.
So impressive if they just land. I imagine it's bigger than a person, any regular person's pool, but it would be very funny if they're like, it landed in the pool in Tom Cruise's backyard.
Yeah, that's also full disclosure for this question. We are recording this just a day or two before they splashed. So we're assuming and hoping that they have Splashdown where they meant to.
That's right.
And it wasn't in Tom Cruise's pool.
My guess is the Pacific Ocean, which is a big guess.
I would have to agree with that. I would say Pacific Ocean. I think if they hit the Pacific Ocean, success. Anywhere in the Pacific Ocean.
Totally agree, it's so rare that you get such leeway to consider yourself a success. Like all you have to do is get into the Pacific Ocean. I've never aimed at such a big target, but in fairness, I've never aimed from so far away.
True. It does seem like one of the easier parking jobs, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't even have
there.
to look back and back it up.
The answer is, Josh, we're both right on that. The Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego, California.
All right.
So, fingers crossed, that did happen.
I hope they got right where they intended.
Question 2. This is an interesting one. How many unique menu items did the Artemis II astronauts have access to in flight?
Ooh.
Do you reckon it's better or worse than a Virgin Atlantic?
I think better, but maybe the quality isn't quite as good. Although maybe it is. Okay. Well, they usually have, I feel like legendarily, they've got that freeze-dried ice cream. So I'm going to go with that as one.
Yeah. I feel like it's all powder.
Yeah.
But is that quite outdated of me?
Right. I am picturing classic astronaut stuff. I don't know how well they've updated. I'm going to go 6 menu items.
Okay. I did see I saw the Nutella jar floating.
Oh, right. So that's
video.
one.
Or is that might not necessarily be on the menu, I suppose. That might have been somebody's personal
menu
personal stash. Imagine that you're trying to keep that away from the rest of the crew,
labeling it,
and it just floats past everybody. Whose is that? Oh,
Josh's Nutella. I labeled it. Stop eating my stuff in the space fridge.
Josh's Nutella, do not catch. I'm going to go with 10. 10 menu items.
Good guess.
The answer is 189.
Whoa. We were low.
189 unique menu items, including 10 different beverages like coffee and smoothies. Huh. Common food items include tortillas, nuts, barbecue beef brisket, cauliflower, macaroni and cheese, butternut squash, cookies and chocolate. And no, it's not just powder anymore.
I was picturing just 6 different powders.
Yeah, and you just add a bit of water in.
Yep.
Mix it up.
Brown powder, pink powder. Yeah. Wow. They're really doing it up there.
Someone I saw online said, how does eating in space work? Because there's no gravity. Like how does it go down?
Oh.
And I read that and thought, God, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And then I've scrolled down thousands of comments going, this is the stupidest question I've ever read.
Because it's not gravity that pulls the food down into your stomach.
That was the general consensus, Josh. Yeah.
That it's the muscles in your throat and your esophagus. Yeah, that's
nothing
fair.
to do with gravity.
But
it's a stupid question.
I think it's a good question because until you ask, how do you know?
Thank you, mate.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better about myself.
Especially because if you think about, even there's things that like regular processes that your body does that are not gravity based, but then gravity comes into it. Where if it's like, how do you can't just pee in space the same as on Earth.
Well, as far as we know.
As far as we know.
Well, how does that work?
That, you know what? I was just talking. I don't know if I know. They had a toilet this time. They brought a toilet, which they don't usually. Yeah. Usually I think it's just kind of pouches.
Yeah, you eat your powdered food.
Mm-hmm.
And then, anyway, something to look into. I don't have the answers to that, but we've got time for one more question, I think, Josh.
Let's do it.
Let's go for the Artemis II astronauts beat the record for human spaceflight's farthest distance. How many miles did they go from Earth?
Oh, I know the sun is like 93 million miles. That's what they say. The sun is 93 million miles away from Earth, and the moon is closer. I don't even know if it's in the millions.
I don't reckon it is in the millions. No, I think. Oh, the problem with a question like this is so easy to come off stupid.
Yeah, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, same. And that feels unfair, but it's so easily done.
I'm going to say, because it's the same thing as how do they eat in space, where like well, we're gonna make a guess and then we're gonna hear the answer, we're gonna go like, oh yeah, obviously.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go for. I assume this is farthest distance. So it's not the round trip. How many miles did they go from Earth?
Right.
2,000.
No, 2,000 what?
Miles.
No, that's like going from New York to Colorado. Like, I can't get to where you are in 2,000 miles.
Josh, you're acting like my geography knowledge of space is better than my American geography. It's not.
I'm just saying I can't get to where you are with 2,000 miles. That's like...
Yeah. But imagine if you were going up 2,000.
That is much harder.
Way.
I've never gone up that far.
How many miles does a plane normally fly up? Couple?
It's, like 7.
Do you know, I'll go the low ball.
Okay,
yeah,
so you're 2,000 miles. I'm going to say 250,000 miles.
See, that seems far to me.
It might be too far. It does seem really far.
You son of a gun, Josh.
What was it?
The answer is 248,655 miles.
Wow. That
is an incredible guess.
This guess, like, adrenaline is, I know this is bedtime and I'm supposed to be getting to sleep. Adrenaline is coursing through my veins right now. I feel like I could run through a wall.
I don't say this lightly. I am over the moon for you. Pardon the pun. Genuinely.
No, that was perfect. Thank you.
That is great.
I feel amazing. This is the best thing that's happened to me in probably months.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't lose sight of how badly I came out of this.
No. We don't have to focus on that.
This is like one of those, I've seen that in football matches before where a team gets promoted and a team gets relegated on the same day when they play each other. It's the real two ends of the emotional spectrum. So on that note, Josh, I think it's about time to wind down. And we've got a good night message tonight, also from Molly, to help us wind down for bed.
Hey, Nightly crew. I just wanted to give a special good night to the Artemis II astronauts and everyone who has helped make this mission happen. You've all worked so hard for this, and it has been so special to watch. Good night.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is very sweet. That is, I mean, they only went 2,000 miles. Chill out. But, a lovely good night message. Thank you very much for that and for your voice message earlier on, Molly. Very kind.
We love to hear from listeners. So write in at thenightly@hatch.co. And we always love to hear. You can send us a voicemail. You can send us a text email. This was such a great conversation about space, and I appreciate your prompting it. And a good night to the astronauts is so nice. I bet they know that, like, people on Earth are thinking and talking about them all the time. And I hope they feel cared for and appreciated.
I couldn't agree more. And same to you, Josh.
Yeah.
And I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Matt. Good night.
Night, mate.